This is not telling me if I should enable captions or not. I'll play without.
Dear Esther, the gulls do not land here anymore. I've noticed that this year they seem to shun the place. Maybe it's the depletion of the fishing stock driving them away. Perhaps it's me. When he first landed here, Donnelly wrote that the herds were sickly and their shepherds the lowest of the miserable classes that populate these Hebridean islands. 300 years later, even they have departed.
Oh, I did not realize I was supposed to be moving. Oh, the music. The piano is fine, it's the other music I don't like. It's creepy. What the heck? What the heck does this mean? Is this a science equation or something? I have no idea what that is. Whoa. Bird. Didn't see what it was though. Okay. Beautiful graphics. Okay, what is this blue stuff? Is this, what is that? Why is it glowing? Wait. I can either go up or go there. Left. I'll go right. Beautiful graphics, I think. Better than the games I've seen, anyway. The graphics are awesome. Something happened there.
Donnelly reported the legend of the hermit, a holy man who sought solitude in its most pure form. Allegedly, he rode here from the mainland in a boat without a bottom, so all the creatures of the sea could rise at night to converse with him. How disappointed he must have been with their chatter. Perhaps now, when all that haunts the ocean is the rubbish dumped from the tankers, he'd find more peace. They say he threw his arms wide in a valley on the south side, and the cliff opened up to provide him shelter. They say he died of fever 116 years later. The shepherds left gifts for him at the mouth of the cave, but Donnelly records they never claimed to have seen him. I have visited the cave and I have left my gifts, but like them, I appear to be an unworthy subject of his solitude.
Oh, that was a lighthouse. never did look all the way over here. I wonder if I can go in it. Nope. That's a negatory. How did I get here? Did I get here on boat? Who am I playing, anyway? I'm guessing Esther because of the title of the game.
At night, you can see the lights sometimes from a passing tanker or trawler. From up on the cliffs, they are mundane. But down here, they fugue into ambiguity. For instance, I cannot readily tell if they belong above or below the waves. The distinction now seems banal. Why not everything and all at once? There's nothing better to do here than indulge in contradictions whilst waiting for the fabric of life to unravel.
What the frick is this? Are there aliens in this? Or did someone just randomly do this?
I have found the ship's manifest, crumpled and waterlogged under a stash of paint cans. It tells me that along with this present cargo, there was a large quantity of antacid yogurt bound for the European market. It must have washed out to sea. God knows there are no longer gulls or goats here to eat it.
Okay, so where am I supposed to go now? I am confused. Where the heck am I supposed to go? Was I supposed to stay on the cliff? I really don't want to look at a... I'm gonna have to Google where to go after this. This is not good. I still want to know what the deal with this is. Oh. Found it. Thankfully I went back. Yay! Oh, this is the other side. Okay. Nice. should have looked for stairs when I realized that I couldn't. When I realized there was a path here after I went down the cliff.
Reading Donnelly by the weak afternoon sunlight, he landed on the south side of the island, followed the path to the bay and climbed the mount. He did not find the caves, and he did not chart the north side. I think this is why his understanding of the island is flawed, incomplete. He stood on the mount and only wondered momentarily how to descend. But then, he didn't have my reasons.
Are we going to whatever that blinking
When someone
red
had died
towel?
or was dying, or was so ill they gave up what little hope they could sacrifice, they cut parallel lines into the cliff, exposing the white chalk beneath. You could see them from the mainland or the fishing boats, and know to send aid or impose a cordon of protection, and wait a generation until whatever pestilence stalked the cliff path died along with its hosts. My lines are just for this, to keep any would-be rescuers at bay. The infection is not simply of the flesh. I quote directly, a motley lot with little to recommend them. I have now spent 3 days in their company. That is, I fear, enough for any man not born amongst them. Despite their tedious inclination to quote scripture, they seem to me the most God-forsaken of all the inhabitants of the outer isles. Indeed, in this case, the very gravity of that term, forsaken by God, seems to find its very apex. It appears to me that Donnelly, too, found those who wander this shoreline to be adrift from any chance of redemption. Did he include himself in that, I wonder?
Unless I'm the guy who's talking. Oh, am I going to that cave?
Dear Esther, I met Paul. I made my own little pilgrimage. My Damascus, a small semi-detached on the outskirts of Wolverhampton. We drank coffee in his kitchen and tried to connect to one another. Although he knew I hadn't come in search of an apology, reason or retribution, he still spiraled in panic, thrown high and lucid by his own dented bonnet. Responsibility had made him old. Like us, he'd already passed beyond any conceivable boundary of life.
I don't wanna.
I find myself increasingly unable to find that point where the hermit ends and Paul and I begin. We are woven into a sodden blanket, stuffed into the bottom of a boat to stop the leak and hold back the ocean. My neck aches from staring up at the aerial. It mirrors the dull throb in my gut where I am sure I've begun to form another stone.
What is this?
In my dreams, it forms into a perfect representation of Lot's wife, head over her shoulder, staring along the motorway at the approaching traffic in a vacuum of fatalistic calm.
What is that? What are these? I am so glad that nothing happened when I was in there. I am so glad. I thought something bad was gonna happen. I still want to know if we're going to that blinking that flashing tower. Beautiful music. Not what I would normally listen to, but hey, it's a game. I can't choose it.
The vegetation here has fossilized from the roots up. To think they once grazed animals here, the remnants of occupation being evidence to that. It is all sick to death. The water is too polluted for the fish, the sky is too thin for the birds, and the soil is cut with the bones of hermits and shepherds. I've heard it said that human ashes make great fertilizer, that we could sow a forest from all that is left of your hips and ribcage, with enough left over to thicken the air and repopulate the bay.
What on earth is this? Wonder what that's for. I don't want to go in the dark. It's dark. Loading. Next chapter. I'm assume.
Dear Esther, I have now driven the stretch of the M5 between Exeter and Bristol over 21 times. But although I have all the reports and all the witnesses, and have cross-referenced them within a millimetre using my Ordnance Survey maps, I simply cannot find the location. You'd think there would be marks to serve as some evidence. It's somewhere between the turn-off for Sanford and the Welcome Brake services. But although I can always see it in my rear-view mirror, I have as yet been unable to pull ashore.
What the heck happened to this island? What happened to this boat? This is mega pollution, people. This needs to be cleaned up if this happens in real life. Mail? Probably. Not that though. Tiny boxes. Oh, there's the tower again.
I had kidney stones, and you visited me in the hospital. After the operation, when I was still half submerged in anesthetic, your outline and your speech both blurred. Now my stones have grown into an island and made their escape, and you have been rendered opaque by the car of a drunk. When I first looked into the shaft, I swear I felt the stones in my stomach shift in recognition.
What the? What is this? Why is there just a weird hole in the ground? Where does it lead? Ugh, I don't want to know, actually.
I've begun my ascent on the windless slope of the western side. The setting sun was an inflamed eye squeezing shut against the light shone in by the doctors. My neck is aching through constantly craning my head up to track the light of the aerial. I must look downwards, follow the path under the island to a new beginning.
Pretty sure clouds
The bothy was constructed originally in the early 1700s. By then, shepherding had formalized into a career. The first habitual shepherd was a man called Jakobsen, from a lineage of migratory Scandinavians. He was not considered a man of breeding by the mainlanders. He came here every summer whilst building the bothy, hoping eventually that becoming a man of property would secure him a wife and a lineage. Donnelly records that it did not work. He caught some disease from his malcontented goats and died 2 years after completing it.
Dang.
There's no one to carve white lines into the cliff for him, either.
Seriously, what is this blue stuff? Clearly, I'm in a time period where technology exists. First theory for what this is, aliens. Or a person gone insane.
When the oil lamps ran out, I didn't pick up a torch, but used the moonlight to read by. When I've pulled the last shreds of sense from it, I will throw Donnelly's book from the cliffs, and perhaps myself with it. Maybe it will wash back up through the caves and erupt from the spring when the rain comes, making its return to the hermit's cave. Perhaps it will be back on the table when I wake. I think I may have thrown it into the sea several times before.
Such a beautiful view.
Jakobsen's ribcage, they told Donnelly, was deformed, the result of some birth defect or perhaps a traumatic injury as a child. Brittle and overblown it was, and desperately light. Perhaps it was this that finally did for him, unable to contain the shattering of his heart. In half-light, his skeleton a discarded prop, a false and calcified seabird.
Ew.
They found Jakobsen in early spring. The thaw had only just come. Even though he'd been dead nearly 7 months, his body had been frozen right down to the nerves and had not even begun to decompose. His fingernails were raw and bitten to the quick. They found the phosphorescent moss that grows in the caves deep under the nails. Whatever he'd been doing under the island when his strength began to fail is lost. He'd struggled halfway up the cliff again, perhaps in a delirium, perhaps trying to reach the Bothy's fire before curling into a stone and expiring.
Poor guy. What the heck is in the cave? Is this something about Cthulhu? I swear.
Climbing down to the caves, I slipped and fell and have injured my leg. I think the femur is broken. It is clearly infected. The skin has turned a bright, tight pink, and the pain is crashing in on waves, winter tides against my shoreline, drowning out the ache of my stones. I struggled back to the Bothy to rest, but it has become clear that there is only one way this is likely to end. The medical supplies I looted from the trawler have suddenly found their purpose. They will keep me lucid for my final ascent.
Am I the only one that's seen a illusion of it going inward? I do not want to go in there after that music. I see more blue stuff. Is this something about Cthulhu? I don't want to know. What is this? What is that? Pretty lighting. No! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! I really hope this isn't about Cthulhu. I really hope this isn't about Cthulhu. Turn on your light!
Did Jakobsen crawl this far? Can I identify the scratches his nails ruined into the rocks? Am I following him cell for cell, inch for inch? Why did he turn back on himself and not carry through to the ascent?
Because aliens, buddy, aliens. Or gods who want to destroy the whole world. I don't want to go any further. This is creeping me out now. What the frick is that noise? What was that? What is that blue glow? Okay, that wasn't as deep as I thought it was. Even though it looks like it goes down. I'm assuming I swam. I'm glad I didn't get pulled down there by some... pretty lady. Ugh. The lighting does not help. Oh god. What the? Why do I have that? Okay then. Please don't scare me.
first saw him sat by the side of the road. I was waiting for you to be cut out of the wreckage. The car looked like it had been dropped from a great height. The guts of the engine spilled over the tarmac, like water underground.
So, where do I go now? That freaked me out. Oh, we're not done yet. Oh, that's beautiful but scary. Horrifyingly beautiful. What? I don't want to go down again. I want to go up. What is this? This is such a giant cave. Well, that's such a bright blue. Is this ice blue? Ah, pretty lights. I really hope this isn't supernatural. The lighting is not convincing me that it's not supernatural. Neither is the music. Oh. We went up. Okay, I am going up. Yay! Whoa. Careful, buddy. Or girl. Whoever the heck I'm playing as. The guy talking or Esther. And we're back in the creepiness. I guess talking is my way of dealing with scary stuff. What the heck is this? Are those mushrooms? Just let me out of the cave. I don't want to.
The caves are my guts. This must be the place where the stones are first formed. The bacteria phosphoresce and rise, singing through the tunnels. Everything here is bound by the rise and fall, like a tide. Perhaps the whole island is actually underwater.
I just want out of this cave. Let me out. I'm not gonna stop thinking this is about Cthulhu or something until I get out of this. Why is every button other than the joystick zoom in? That doesn't make sense. Let me out of the cave. No, I want to go up. What the heck? What are these? Well, they're sparkly, so I'm assuming they're some type of crystal.
When I was coming round from the operation, I remember the light they shone in my eyes to check for pupil contraction. It was like staring up at a moonlit sky from the bottom of a well. People moved at the summit, but I could not tell if you were one of them.
Are those words? If those are words, I can't read them. Someone went insane in this cave. Is this someone waking up from a coma? Is that the story? I'd rather take that than Cthulhu. Oh! Oh no. I have to go underwater. Oh, it's beautiful, but I don't want any part of it. No! What? Where am I? I'm just gonna follow the road. Was I supposed to do something there? Did I drown? Never mind. Weird flashback or something. Or a hallucination. Just let me out of this cave. I'm going towards the light. Let me out. I don't want to be in this cave anymore. It's freaking me out. Please, please, please. Oh, it's freaking dark. I'm still in the cave? No! Please, please turn on your flashlight or torch. The outside world! Yes! It wasn't Cthulhu! Oh, thank God. Cthulhu is scary. Oh, it's dark now. Okay, I can also go that way, so...
I wish I could have known Donnelly in this place. We would have had so much to debate. Did he paint these stones or did I? Who left the pots in the hut by the jetty? Who formed the museum under the sea? Who fell silently to his death into the frozen waters? Who erected this godforsaken aerial in the first place? Did this whole island rise to the surface of my stomach, forcing the gulls to take flight?
Oh, it is paint. Is this about an alter ego?
Fire and soil, I chose fire. It seemed the more contemporary of the options, the more sanitary. I could not bear the thought of the reassembly of such a ruin. Stitching arm to shoulder and femur to hip, charting a line of thread like traffic stilled on a motorway, making it all acceptable for tearful aunts and traumatized uncles flown in specially for the occasion. Reduce to ash, mix with water, make a phosphorescent paint for these rocks and ceilings.
Are these? Are these like to make sure the boats get in the right area? Don't think that's happening anymore. I'm going this way. I was already going this way. Why did I go that way? That cave scene was stressful and terrifying. Terrifyingly stressful. I don't want to go back in. What is this? Please tell me this isn't an actual way in. Oh, thank God. What is up with all the candles? Am I right that this is a guy in a coma trying to wake up? Now that I know it's not aliens. Please don't go in the cave. Please don't go in the cave. Please don't go in the cave. It looks like it goes into the cave. Never mind. Don't spring that music on me. That freaked me the frick out.
Hall by the roadside, by the exit for Damascus, all ticking and cooled, all feathers and remorse, all of these signals routed like traffic through the circuit diagrams of our guts, those badly written boats torn bottomless in the swells, washing us forever ashore.
I think this guy is insane.
From here, I can see my armada. I collected all the letters I'd ever meant to send to you, if I'd have ever made it to the mainland, but had instead collected at the bottom of my rucksack, and I spread them out along the lost beach. Then I took each and every one, and I folded them into boats. I folded you into the creases, and then, as the sun was setting, I set the fleet to sail. Shattered into 21 pieces, I consigned you to the Atlantic, and I sat here until I'd watched all of you sink.
Was I supposed to go to the tower? Because it looks like I could have gone to the tower. I have no... Heaven... Sudden on a light from heaven shone around him, and he fell to the ground. Yep. That was hard to read. Why is this an option? I do not want to go in there. Oh hey, was I not supposed to do that? I'm gonna assume I wasn't supposed to do that. Unless I'm supposed to go out there and drown myself. I'm gonna do it. It's just a game. It can't hurt me. It can't hurt me. I'm following the boats.
Come back.
Oh. I was supposed to do that. Or maybe I wasn't? Come back. I don't think I was supposed to do that. Okay, I think I just covered everything over here. Pretty sure that was my character dying. Or maybe whoever heck I'm playing is Esther, but she's in a coma, and this is either her father or husband speaking to her and trying to bring her out of the coma. That's my theory. That's my new theory.
The pain in my leg sent me blind for a few minutes as I struggled up the cliff path. I swallowed another handful of painkillers, and now I feel almost lucid. The island around me has retreated to a hazed distance, whilst the moon appears to have descended into my palm to guide me. I can see a thick black line of infection reaching for my heart from the waistband of my trousers. Through the fugue, it's all the world like the path I have cut from the lowlands towards the aerial.
Okay, I think I'm going
I've
up to
begun
the...
my voyage in a paper boat without a bottom.
Now.
I will fly to the moon in it. I've been folded along a crease in time, a weakness in the sheet of life. Now you've settled on the opposite side of the paper to me. I can see your traces in the ink that soaks through the fibre, the pulped vegetation. When we become waterlogged and the cage disintegrates, we will intermingle. When this paper aeroplane leaves the cliff edge and carves parallel vapor trails in the dark, we will come together.
See what's over here real quick. Just a candle. What's with all the candles? Yeah, I'm going to the tower. But good, I didn't skip over it on accident. He was proceeding on his journey. And was here or near. That music is not helping. I can't read it. Come here. Whatever. And he... Dark...
If only Donnelly had experienced this, he would have realized he was his own shoreline, as am I. Just as I am becoming this island, so he became his syphilis, retreating into the burning synapses, the stones, the infection.
Pretty sky. Pretty stars. Go to this building
Bent
real
back
quick.
like a nail, like a hangnail, like a drowning man clung onto the wheel, drunk and spiraled, washed onto the lost shore under a moon as fractured as a shattered wing. We cleave, we are flight and suspended, these wretched painkillers, this form inconstant. I will take flight. I will take flight.
Is this guy gonna commit suicide? Unless I'm right about this person being in a coma and trying to wake up. Danger. Unauthorized personnel keep out. Nope. Oh, if this was in VR, this would be scary. I'd be like totally looking this way the whole time. Oh, such a beautiful view, especially of the moon. More writing.
I have dredged these waters for the bones of the hermit, for the traces of Donnelly, for any sign of Jakobsen's flock, for the empty bottle that would incriminate him. I have scoured this stretch of motorway 21 times, attempting to recreate his trajectory, the point when his heart stopped dead and all he saw was the moon over the Sanford Junction. He was not drunk, Esther. He was not drunk at all, and it was not his fault. It was the converging lines that doomed him. This is not a recorded natural condition. The gulls do not fly so low over the motorway and cause him to swerve. The paint scored away from his car in lines like an infection, making directly for the heart. Twin vapor trails in the air, white lines etched into these rocks. Dear Esther, I have burnt my belongings, my books, this death certificate. Mine will be written all across this island. Who was Jakobsen? Who remembers him? Donnelly has written of him, but who was Donnelly? Who remembers him? I have painted, carved, hewn, scored into this space all that I could draw from him. There will be another to these shores to remember me. I will rise from the ocean like an island without bottom, come together like a stone, become an aerial, a beacon, that they will not forget you. We have always been drawn here. One day the gulls will return and nest in our bones and our history. I will look to my left and see Esther Donnelly flying beside me. I will look to my right and see Paul Jakobsen flying beside me. They will leave white lines carved into the air to reach the mainland, where help will be sent.
Don't do it. Oh my god, I was right. It was suicide. Nice game. Even though for a second there I thought it was about Cthulhu. Nice. What did I think about the game? The music was beautiful. Whoever did the music, clap from me. Not what I would listen to, but definitely beautiful. Don't know if I explored everywhere though. I don't think so. I'll have to go back and see.